Welcome to episode 44 of Sean's Take on Asia. I am here with Rami, and we just wrapped up a fantastic day at the Stablecoin Standards event. Rami, thank you so much for coming on to the show.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for your time on the panel today.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was full house for, 5-6 hours straight?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Really happy.
Especially given how many side events there are in Token, with the main event happening tomorrow. It's incredible, the amount of audience that you're able to bring in.
Yeah, no, we were very happy with this. I mean, it's a great venue, and we thought we created a good set of panels together and good content. So it worked very well. Yeah, we're very blessed that everyone turned up.
So maybe you can describe a little bit about what Stablecoin Standard is really set up to do, and some of the main objective in what you're driving forward in the industry.
Sure, no, absolutely. So it was set up a couple of years ago at Token from a chance meeting, as most crypto projects do. Started off as a Telegram group between issuers, really just to help do some due diligence on each other for BD purposes. But it quickly evolved into a industry body representing a global perspective. And that has emanated itself in business use cases, but mainly on policy. What we've realized is that harmonization of policy, working together with policy, as we saw in our panel, there's still a lot of big variance between the people who have issued regulation, whether it's Australia or UK or US or Hong Kong, and other jurisdictions. So what we want is an industry-led group of grown-up responsible actors that can engage with the regulators and hopefully help adoption to the next level.
And is Stablecoin Standard set up as a members-based kind of advocacy organization, or is it set up like a DAO, or what's the structure of the organization?
It's a non-profit organization. We do have membership dues, so there are issuer members, and their payments are generally sort of based on their market cap, so it's sort of democratized.
Oh, interesting. Based on market cap, not just a membership fee.
No, it's based on market cap. With the industry vendors, it's sort of commercial deals for them to be part of the organization. But we have a very wide ecosystem, so as you can see today, the sponsors were Chainlink, Stellar, Solana, Fireblocks. So we've got like the main participants who are connecting the ecosystem together. Our advocates and supporters of our group. We have people like Zodia Markets and Cumberland on the market making and brokerage side. So we're trying to connect all of the vendors that touch the ecosystem for stablecoins, not just the issuers.
Not just the issuers. So that's probably a main difference in terms of what you're driving. You're essentially looking at building an ecosystem, not only on the issuers, but also basically all the tooling, all the applications, and also the regulated entities that would be touching it as well.
Agreed.
So that really makes for a big difference.
It does, I think, because you can't advocate in silos. If you advocate as just an issuer, you're going to miss some of the nuances that another vendor from operating and servicing the others will be able to give you. So as a collective, we believe that we reach better decisions if we can do that. So advocating as a group makes us more credible.
Are you seeing a lot of US dollar-based stablecoin joining in, or are you starting to see also some local currency pack stablecoin issuers coming into the standards?
There are quite a few dollars, but I have to say, actually, we've got quite a few, and we started with mainly non-dollar stablecoins.
Oh, really?
Actually. So myself at GMO, Charles, our day job, we're a Japanese yen stablecoin issuer, but we have Bilera, we've got we've got StraightX, the
Singapore dollar,
Indonesian rupee, Brazilian real stablecoin. So we've got like a wide range of non-G5 currency stablecoin issuers.
And do you think, we talk a little bit about this on the panel as well, but setting standards with such a wide geo landscape, it's got to be somewhat challenging.
It's tough. It's tough.
Far, what are some of the feedback when you talk to regulators or when you talk to industry players? What are some of the challenges that you actually see quite a bit?
So I think the challenge, firstly, to answer your question, yes, it's tough. Just even organizing time zone calls with people who are, we've got issues from Australia, issues from Brazil, trying to organize a policy call to talk about standards. Even setting a time is difficult. But even overcoming those kind of hurdles, I think the variance we have is that the problem is that we've got some really innovative companies in many different jurisdictions wanting clarity, but they are hampered hampered by jurisdictions that they are in. So you
Yes.
might be an Australian dollar stablecoin. We saw it on our panel today.
Yeah.
Australian dollar stablecoin, wanting to do things the right way,
Yeah.
seeking regulation, running towards regulation, not away from regulation, but not finding the expertise, the willingness to support that project,
right.
and then maybe being forced into going to an offshore jurisdiction, which sort of defeats the point.
Exactly.
So it's like,
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
we want to get away from that, and we want to make sure that policymakers and regulators have access to us. We can help because we're the issuers and we're the ecosystem. And we're building this, and we want to build it properly. We want to be responsible actors, and we want to do responsible innovation. So what we announced on the panel was the stablecoin standards. So we wanted to have a set of standards where we had looked at global regulation, and we mandated a law firm to do it. Then we had peer reviews, 30 peer reviews globally, to try and come up with some industry best practices and a minimum benchmark that we can all work from. And then that should be better, and hopefully that springboards us to communicate that to regulators, because not all regulators are going to be, stablecoins are going to be top of mind for them.
Correct.
So in the absence of regulation, that doesn't mean there shouldn't be a stablecoin issue in that jurisdiction just because there isn't local regulation. They should have a baseline that they could work towards, and that's what we tried to strive for.
And the lowest common denominator is really what we need to get to.
You're only as good as your weakest link.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
One of the other topics that we covered quite a bit on not only our panel but also previous panel as well was this notion of currency swaps, but using on-chain FX rather than directly only using a single stablecoin. That's what we've been seeing the last few years with the US dollar stablecoin, USDT, USDC, but we're now starting to see a lot more kind of on-chain FX type of transactional use cases. Do you think that will make it into the standards part as well on the on-chain side?
I hope so, yeah. So I mean, that has been my dream. When I came from TradFi, I was in FX, and when I first came into the stablecoin standard and worked for GMO, my dream was like, oh wow, we can do dollar yen atomically, Hearst at risk, why would people not doing this? And it's, what we want to advocate for is more of this, and I think it's inevitable, but you need to be able to trust both sides of the pair. So at the moment in a dollar yen traditional, you trust the dollar and you trust, the sovereignty of the Japanese yen. At the moment, it's private issuers are issuing the currencies. So you need to be able to have a set of standards across currencies that when you have a trade like this, you trust both sides. So this is where I hope that now these standards can springboard this use case. And as we saw on one of the earlier panels, Codex are looking at this, Sodia markets do, the Cumberland are keen on this. The market wants stablecoin FX trading. I want it as well, and I think it's inevitable, but hopefully this will help move us towards that.
Yeah, I mean, for the longest time, we've always been saying stablecoin's the killer app, right? We've been looking for the killer app with mass adoption in crypto, and yet it's been right in front of us for so long. Now, maybe the market wasn't mature enough at that point, and there was a lot more kind of the alt chains, alt tokens, NFTs. Obviously, those still have a lot of value, but stablecoin is the perfect bridge, bringing together traditional finance, traditional industries, and the crypto-related assets and the technologies together. So I think having standards is naturally the next step, right? That is where we're going to really have that mass adoption and that effect that we've always been looking for. I
believe so. I believe it all stems from trust. And trust can only come from education and advocacy and responsible actors. If you can do that, then it's unimaginable where we will head off from.
Fantastic. Rami, thank you so much for a quick introduction about the Standard Card standards, but more importantly for hosting such a wonderful event. I think I am definitely looking forward to what you're going to do next, and maybe we'll host the next one in Hong Kong.
I look forward to it, and thank you very much for your time.
All right, take care.
Cheers, bye.
All right, thanks.